So let's go and I don't know, did I put my graphics on here? I don't know. Okay, so part of my interface, I'm going to have some icons. So just like we did in the interface design class, we're going to go steal some icons. I know I just talked about copyrighted stuff and I told you not to steal things, but I'm going to steal icons. You can draw your own icon in Illustrator. I just don't have time to do it right now. So today I'm going to steal. I'm sorry. Okay, to steal icons, of course, for my app, I'm going to go to the Noun Project, the Noun, N-O-U-N Project, P-R-O-J-E-C-T .com, the Noun Project. So in my app, I'm going to have 4 icons, one for map, let's have 5. We should probably have 5, one for maybe home screen. So I'm going to have maybe some icons. Again, the website that I'm going to steal from to bring into Xcode is called The Noun Project. And so let's download. We're going to do a home button. Let's do a home button instead of a burger menu. I don't want to do burgers. So let's steal a home button. So I'm going to look for icons and choose one, style, and then try and find other ones that are the same style. So what makes a good, this one right here, is this a plain one? Nice and plain. Now if I click the download button, it's going to say, hey, what format do you want? I'm going to say, oh, it wants me to join. And of course, I don't want to join because I'm cheap. I don't know if they'll make me pay for it or not. I don't know. So I'm going to steal it. Of course, the easiest way to steal things on the internet is to make a screen capture of it. So I'm going to go and do my screen capture by using Command-Shift-4. I'm going to draw a box around my icon. And then it's going to go and put it on my desktop, right? Command-Shift-4 takes a little screen capture of it. I'm going to go into Illustrator. We open up our Illustrator file. Let's not worry about size at this point. I'm just going to use a plain Illustrator file, but I am going to change the color mode to RGB. RGB. Since we're doing screen stuff, RGB, not CMYK. So I'm going to go into Illustrator, and then I'm going to place that image. So in Illustrator, you can then go and place, if the windows are all messed up because the teacher was in this room before me, you want to set all the windows back to the default window. You go under Window, Workspace, Reset. Because we're in a classroom and you have all the, there's going to be students in front of you and the windows are all over the place, right? If you're using an application and you want to reset it back to default settings, it's under Window, Workspace, Reset, and boom, it goes back to normal. This is the first time I opened up Illustrator. Okay, so in Illustrator, I'm going to then take that image that I stole off the internet and I'm going to make it a vector. To make it a vector inside of Illustrator so that I can save it and bring it into Xcode, I'm going to place it into Illustrator. Remember, when you take a screen capture, remember the Command-Shift-4, and you draw the box around it, it goes on the desktop. It's called Snapshot, and it's on the desktop. How do I know that? Well, I know that because I've been doing it for years. But here we can just look and see if it's there. See if it's there. Ooh, we got a lot of windows open here. Oh, there it is. See, right there. Okay, so when you do the Command-Shift-4 to make a box for graphics, it will go and put it there. Okay, so it's on the desktop. I'm going to bring it into Illustrator and convert it into a vector and then save it as a PDF so that I can bring it into Xcode. To bring it into Illustrator, I go under File, Place, File, Place. I'm going to go find that icon. Wherever it's at, there it is right there. There's my icon. And I'm going to place it in there. And I'm just going to click because I'm going to make them all the same size. I usually, when you take a screen grab and you're stealing it from that website, I kind of make them all kind of similar in size. So I'm not going to drag here. I'm just going to click with the mouse and it'll put it in there from the size that I have. And to make this into a vector, I'm going to convert it to a vector by using image trace. To make it into a vector in Illustrator, you go under image trace. Right here is a pop-up window, image trace. And then in the image trace option, I'm going to leave it kind of all default except for under advanced. I want to get rid of the white part so that I'm only left with the artwork for the black part. So to do that, I'm going to go under advanced and I'm going to say where it says ignore white right here. And then if I hit preview, it'll do it for me so I can see what it's going to look like. And that looks like a nice icon right there, kind of smoothed everything out and so on. So when I'm done with that, I can just move this there, and this is it right now. This is my icon. How do I know? Well, the white part is transparent. How do I know that? If I drag it over here, you can see, oh, see how the gray is coming through here? So this is the way it would look inside of Xcode. The other thing you'll notice, though, is that it's a little bit bigger than the artwork should be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand this and convert it into a different type of object and then shrink the artboard down so it's exactly the right size. So to do that, again, I'm going to go underneath Object, Expand, and it's going to ask me to expand. Yes, I want to expand. Boom. See how the art box now is down to the size of the artwork? Did you see that? See how it shrunk a little bit? So now the artwork is exactly, the board is exactly that size, but I'm still not right. Now if I save this, you'll notice there's a big box. I don't want this big box. What I want is I want the artboard, or the white area inside of Illustrator, to be the same size as the icon. I want the artwork to be the same size as the icon. To do that, I go underneath Object, Artboards, and I'm going to say Fit to Selected Art. So it's at the very bottom down here. I know it's down here towards the bottom. I can't bring this up anymore. So it's down here at the bottom, Object, Artboard, Select Art. Now, the artboard shrinks down. And the reason why I did that is so that when I save this file, it saves only the size of the icon. If I did not shrink the artboard down, because the way Illustrator works is it saves the artboard. And so you need to make the art, the big white box, the same size as the icon. So now I have a black house with transparent background to it. And this would go into Xcode just as you see it here. If you don't want black, you can change the color if you want. Let's say you want your icons to be blue. You can go over here to your little color box here and say, oh, I want my icons to be blue. You can choose blue. It didn't work. Well, the reason why it didn't work is because when I converted it from a bitmap image to a vector, it converted it to a black and white. So it's actually in only black and white mode right now. If you want to have color, you actually have to convert it to color by using the color window here. There is a color pop-up window here, and it's right here, color. And in the upper corner here is where you convert it to RGB. Then I can make it color. So that's a common thing that happens when you convert it to a vector. So now if I wanted my icons to be blue in Xcode, they'll be blue in Xcode. Or if I want them to be bright blue, that might be, woo, look at that. Maybe green. I don't know, whatever color you want. Or you want them to be white, you can make them white. You can make them black. You can do whatever you want. Okay, so you can have different colors. To export this out, you might want to export out all 3 different sizes. Remember we talked about Apple has 3 different sizes, as well as you got to name it at 1x, at 2x, at 3x, so that the Xcode will recognize that. So we can look at the Apple website if you want to see that, but it actually does it for you. Illustrator will actually put the appropriate extension on there for you for Xcode. It will do this for you. So let's save this. I'm going to save this. It's 3 different sizes right now for Xcode. To save it as 3 different sizes for Xcode, you go underneath File, you go underneath Export, and you're going to say Export for Screens right here. Export for Screens. Over here, you'll notice you have these different sizes right here. See where it says Formats right here. And you got 1x, 2x, 3x right there. You can add them all over here. iOS right here. See iOS right here? Android is here. You got to see 5 different ones for Android. Look at that. And iOS here. Now, it says PNG, but if you want to keep it as a vector, you want to use PDF. And PDF is fine. We've already used a PDF. Do you remember the Apple tree? That was a PDF. So if you want to keep vector information for Xcode, don't use PNG, use PDF. It's perfectly fine. Again, PDF is there, and then PDF is there. Now notice how it got rid of all the scaling there. Why did it get rid of the scaling? Well, since it's vector, you don't need to save it out as 3 different sizes. because it's vector and you can only save it as one size and it will scale properly in Xcode. That's why they got rid of it. I know it sounds confusing, but I'm trying to give you concepts. Okay, so if you're going to save it as a PDF, really don't need to save all 3 different sizes. You can only save one, and it will scale properly inside of there. So, again, you don't really need to do this at all. What you could do here is just go under File, Save As, and change it here to PDF under the Save As feature. And then you can call this my Home button and save it as a PDF. Leave all the default settings here. I've always just left the default settings. If you want, turn off Preserve Illustrator editing capabilities. That will make it smaller even. So if you're worried about file size, this will actually make it smaller. But of course, you can't edit it in Illustrator anymore. So let me save this. Save it as a PDF. Again, so the formats you want to save for Xcode is you have 3 different options. You have PNG, which the beauty of the PNG is it will have a transparent area. You have JPEG. JPEG is great. It's a nice small file. The problem is that, of course, it has to have no transparent area. There's no transparent area in a JPEG. So if I save this as JPEG, that white would be there inside of Xcode. See the white? If I save this as PNG, the white will not be there because it'll be transparent. And if I save it as PDF, the white will not be there because it can still have transparency in the PDF as well. So those are the 3 main formats. I tried using SVG inside of Xcode and I couldn't get it to work. Okay, so the scalable vector graphic, right? SVG, I haven't got it to work. So again, if you're going to save it as a PNG, the way to do it as PNG is underneath File, Export, Export for Screens, and then again, see the PNG? So you can add iOS right here and it'll save them all right there. Do you see that? So I can save these again and it will go to wherever I want. Uh-oh, where was it going there? Did it go automatically? Where did it go? It did do it automatically, but I don't know where it went. Oh, here, no. Where did it go? I had the screen. Oh, there it is. Where did it go? I see the 1x, 2x, 3x, and why did it give me an SVG? I don't know. Gave that to me automatically. Oh, it went to the Creative Cloud folder. Where is that, though? How do I know where that's at on my computer? Oh, there it is. It's under Student, Creative Cloud, and I put it in there automatically. Okay, well, it depends on the computer and how it's configured, I guess. So that was a PNG, that same house. Let me do another icon because I'm going to do a couple icons for my layout. Again, let's start it. We'll steal again. I'm back again at the Noun project. We're going to do a map, right? We're going to do a map. So let's go and find a map icon. Map. Here we go. Which one do you like? It should be similar to the one, so I'm going to go with the black and white thing like this, right? What do you guys think? Okay, again, to steal the image, we use Command-Shift-4. Makes a little crosshair right there. I'm going to draw a box around it. Makes our nice little picture sound. I'm going to go into Illustrator. I'm going to start a new file, making RGB. I'm going to place that image in there by going under File, Place. I'm going to find my map icon that I just stole, and I'm going to click and place it in there. Then I'm going to convert it into a vector. To convert it into a vector, I'm going to say ignore white right here in the image trace option. Ignore white, and then I'm going to hit preview, and you'll see that it does make it into a vector. Once it's a vector, then I'm going to expand it so that my box shrinks down to the size. To shrink the box down to the size, I go underneath Object, Expand. That'll shrink it down to the size. Just hit OK. Now it's like an art. We could change the color. I should have remembered what the color of this one was, right? Let me make them all the same color. Suck up that color. Oh, I guess I can move them next to each other. So again, since this is black and white, I need to convert it to color to be able to give it color. It's under color, color, color. And then I'm going to suck up this color. Can I get this color over to the other side? Oh, Too many windows. No. Oh, I guess I'll have to remember the hexadecimal value here. There we go. I love the pink icon. There we go. And then before I save it, what do I have to do? Shrink the artboard down, right? Remember the artboard. So to shrink the artboard down is underneath the object, artboards, fit to selected art, right there. Shrink the artboard down. It's under object, artboards, fit to selected art, right? And then I can save it as a PDF by going under File, Save As. And I can change it to PDF, and I can give it a name. This is my map icon. And where am I throwing it? Desktop, like every other mess. Okay, so I got 2 icons already. See how fast I can do that? Okay, let's do another one. We'll do one more. So, repetition. Okay, so we have 2 icons. Let's make a third one, and then you guys can make your own icons. Okay, let's steal again. What are we doing? Oh, we're going to do a photo gallery, right? Photo gallery in our app. So we'll go photo gallery, or maybe just gallery. I don't know. Let's see. Photo gallery. Which one? This is kind of ugly. And nothing's. Oh, maybe this one. It's kind of in the same style, black with just a little white. Let's do this one just because I'm going to show you there's a problem. Maybe this one. What do you want? This one or this one? This one? You like this one better? It's kind of round edges. Did the other ones have round edges? No. I want to find one that has white on the inside because that's a problem sometimes, and we need to learn to deal with that. I need one with what? Can I go with this one? Okay, I'm going to go with this one. Okay, I'm going to do Command-Shift-4. Draw my box around it. Take my picture. Go and steal. Illustrator. New file. Paste my image in there.
Wait, where do you see them?
Huh?
Where do you do the RGB part?
Under color, yeah.
No,
Oh, when you start,
Where do you create your
when you make a new artboard, it's down here under Advanced Mode. I'm using RGB color mode there.
And what if you didn't do that? How do you
It's still, if you don't do that, you can still convert it. If you do CMYK, you can change the color mode by going under Edit Color Settings right here, and you can then oh no, not that. It's under File, I think. Hold on, File, Color Mode. There we go, right there as well. Yes.
What type of font are you setting? Because when I say new font, I have mobile, web.
Oh, I'm just doing the plain default one. This is a plain letter. Yeah, I'm just doing it because I'm going to shrink it down. It's going to be vector anyways. Once you bring it into Xcode, you can put it, it can be scaled. You can actually basically fit to bounding box. When we make the table in the table layout view, it makes them all the same size. And you can designate what size the table is. So when you put the artwork into the table, you can have it either fit, scale it to that, and everything. So just like, I think we've already looked at some of that in Xcode. Remember, it can expand, fill, right? I think there's like a whole bunch of different options. Fill it to the whole box, or shrink it down, and things like that. So I guess my whole point is I think vector would probably be the best way to go. That's why I saved this PDF. I don't know. My photos I might change, and we'll do a photo one right now. Let me finish this one more last one. I can do it quick. Here we go. Remember, place it in there. I'm gonna place my icon. Which one is it? This one, the tree one, or the house one? Click, and I'm gonna convert it to a vector by going under here, and I'm gonna say ignore white. Remember, under image trace, ignore white, and then preview, and then once you hit preview, it actually does it. You don't have to hit the trace button there. And so it's already made a vector. To shrink the box down to the right size, I go under Object, Expand, and then hit OK. Now it shrinks it down. And so here's the problem, I think. Oh, no, it did make it. Sometimes even though you use the ignore white, if you have white inside your thing, sometimes it leaves it there. But look, it didn't leave it there. It's there. So it worked. It might be a problem, though. I don't know. Looks fine. Remember the color that we wanted to use? If we want to use color, I can select my objects, go over here. Uh-oh, what do I need to do? Convert it to RGB again. There we go, RGB right there. Under color, and then go and I'm going to paste my color. Is still in there. There it is, beautiful pink. And then to shrink the artboard down to fit the size of the artwork, it's under Object, Artboards, Fit to Selected Art. There it is, and then I can save it as a PDF. PDF, and this is what my map icon. Map icon. Okay, so we, uh-oh, did I make a map icon? Oh, I did do a map icon. What? Oh, this is photo icon, isn't it? Oh, that's my photo. So we're gonna have a photo section, photo icon. Okay, so we have photo icon, map icon, home button, and I need to make 2 more, and I'll do that next week. I'll do it before next week when we put it all together, or at least start putting it together. So you should, if you want to have icons in your app, you can do that as well. Or you can just do pictures. Let's talk about pictures next. So let's say in the REI one, you saw there were some nice photos that were the buttons, right? So how can I make a photo button kind of thing? Well, you can simulate that inside of either Photoshop or you could simulate that as well in Illustrator, but it's probably better to do something like that in Sketch or in Photoshop. So let's just try photos again. We'll do both. Let me do Photoshop real quick first. So in Photoshop, if you're designing for a specific platform, you can choose that platform ahead of time inside of Photoshop. Now, I didn't really choose the size of the phone in Illustrator because it really didn't matter because we were making vector and that vector could scale. So that, that isn't important. But for photos, it might be important to try and make the photo fit the size of the app. And so you might want to choose the design template of an app inside of Photoshop first. So if you're inside Photoshop, you go under File, New, and inside the New window, you'll notice you have all these different, you got photo, you have print, you have art and illustration, you have web, and you have mobile, and you have film. Okay, so you have all the templates up here. So we're going to go to mobile. You'll notice you have all the ones. You got your iPhone 6, iPhone 6 Plus, iPad Pro, iPad Retina, Microsoft Surface Pro, and so on. Apple Watch. Okay, and the reason why they have these templates is that you can then go and choose a specific size so that you design it to fit that file. So let's just go with the iPhone 6 because that's what I have on. So if I choose that, you'll notice it gives me an artboard. It's pretty much the size of the iPhone 6. It doesn't look like an iPhone, but that would be the interface size of it. To do things, I tend to use vectors. Even though we're using Photoshop, I tend to do vectors. And so if I was going to simulate a, I could use a rectangle to simulate my tab menu is going to probably be about this size. Okay. So I'm going to have like 4 of them. So here's my design. Let's just talk about design for a moment. I'm going to have a tabbed menu that's going to have 4 of them. So I'm going to make 4 of them. There we go. How about that? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to have the National Park logo at the top. So I'm going to go and steal that from the National Park. So if you just go to Google right there and type in National Park logo, it'll actually pop up, and you can use the official one right here if you want. You can go and steal it. We're just simulating it right here. Here's the National Park one right here. It's in a PDF. You can see the transparent area around the outside as well. And then we can either copy this image and paste it right in by right-clicking in the internet. So I went to the internet, I found the National Park logo, I can go over here and say copy image right there, copy this image, and I can go over to Photoshop and I can then say edit, paste, and it'll bring it in. It's kind of big, but you can resize it by using the scale tool right here. This is the move tool. And if you show transform controls, which is the edges of the artwork, you can scale it down holding the shift key to keep it in proportion, holding the shift key to keep it in proportion. Again, I'm using the move tool with the options checked for this for scaling. And so, oh, you can put it up there. Okay, so we got our logo. Oh, I say not apply? Oh, okay.
Real quick, does this layout account for the bar, the time, and your service bars on the top?
No, I don't think so. So yeah, I don't. The bar that goes. This artwork is probably all the way up to where the you know the network bars and stuff are probably in there. Yeah, I don't think it accounts for that. I don't know. So then let me bring a picture in. Let me go steal a picture. I don't know if I have a photo on here. I probably have somewhere, but I do have. I have them somewhere. Hold on. Let me go find my pictures. Let me find some pictures. I do have some pictures of Joshua Tree is what I'm trying to say. Where are they at? I did download them. Where are they? Jeff, where are your pictures? I think they're in my folder here. Here, Jeff photos. Here they are. Oh, that doesn't look like Joshua Tree. That looks like Napa. Okay, that's not a good one. That looks like Joshua Tree. That looks like Joshua Tree. That looks like Joshua Tree. I have them here. With a waterfall. Well, that's kind of cute. Okay, I'm going to use this one. I don't know. Just because I like the picture. Even though it's a little blurry. Do I have one? Maybe this one's in focus. So let's copy and paste this into my layout.
How do you get the scale key work in Photoshop?
If you're using the move tool,
Yeah.
which is this one, use show transform controls. Show transform controls. And then you can scale. So I can then use this. So I have a photo right here. I have a photo. And I can use that vector artwork that I have as a mask. So this rectangle right here. See the rectangle right here? I'm going to bring it up here. And then so I can select it and then say, this is almost like Sketch. Let me see. How do I do that here? I can do it in Sketch. Photoshop's a little different. I think, you know, do we have to use that mask, and can I drag this into that? No, that didn't work. Can I drag that into there? No. How do I use this mask? You guys are in Gene's class. If I want to use this this rectangle, let me delete this. So I want to use this rectangle right here as a mask for this photo. Anybody
Select the
select it?
rectangle first. Yes.
Uh.
Select the rectangle first and then click the mask button on the layer window. Select the rectangle. Command select. Command and click on the artboard in layer.
This one?
The rectangle, one of the rectangle you want to do the mask. Yes, over there. The down, yeah, rectangle one.
Rectangle, this one right here.
You need to select it first. Select the rectangle.
I have it selected. No?
I cannot see the select show up. You should press command and click the art. Yeah. Okay. Select that's all.
No?
And the
Here, come and do it for me. How about that? There you go. It's okay. I just want to know. I don't know how to do that. I know there's a way.
Just to do it in Illustrator and then bring it
Yes,
over to Photoshop.
usually show up and then You want to
Yeah, I want
yes.
that.
And mask. No, where's mask?
Okay, good. Let's give her a hand for that. Thank you. Okay, so there we go. We have a little mask of that, and so if we zoom in, we'll see we have my picture. There it is as a button, and so on. And I would put the text in Xcode. So I'm just trying to get a ratio here. I'm just simulating it here. Try and make the pictures the size you want. Now you can bring them in big and then use the boxes inside of Xcode, but again, it's going to use a table, and I'm not sure how the table is going to. I'll have to think about the table layout. Let's export out first. Let's do it. Okay, so we have our national park logo, and we want to export this out for Xcode. So how do we get this national park logo out of here and into Xcode? I'm going to save it as a PNG, and I want to save it all 3 sizes like we talked about. So I'm going to save all 3 sizes. Here we go. I select the layer that it's in right there. You see the layer it's in? One way to export out, you can export out a specific layer inside of Photoshop by going to the layers window. See layers right here? So I have the layer selected. I go to the layers window. In the upper corner here, you can say save, where is it? Export as PNG. Export as PNG. So what this is going to do is only export out the logo because that's the layer I have selected. See that? And then inside there, it should give me a pop-up. Now it's not saving all 3 different sizes. It saves 1. So let's save it as, this is NP logo. And I'm going to throw that on the desktop for now. So I have that. Okay, so it did it once. How do I save it as the 3 different sizes? Well, I believe there is a export as option. And under the export as option, there's a way that you can add the 3 different sizes over here. And we want what? 2x and then 3x. So instead of saving as PDF, the first option, here I'll do it again. So again, instead of using this save as PNG right here, use the second one that says export as. Export as. And then when you use export as, you'll notice over here you have the options for your different sizes. And there's a little plus right here. So I'm going to click the plus and I'm going to say 2x. And I'm going to hit the plus again and I'm going to say 3x. Okay, so you can save your 3 different sizes right there as well. Yes?
This is a silly question. Are you just showing how to do it in Photoshop instead of Illustrator, or are we doing something in Photoshop because it adds something different?
The reason why I'm using Photoshop is because I'm using a PNG, and this is a PNG. It's not a vector.
Okay.
That's why I am not using Illustrator. I could bring this into Illustrator and use
Couldn't
it.
we have brought it all into Illustrator and then just exported it as a PNG? Without
This wouldn't have, because you would have to convert this to a vector and then use a PNG. Or no. What am I trying to say? Yes, you could have exported this out as a PNG in Illustrator, yes. Why am I using Photoshop? Just to show you a different way of
okay,
using
that
it.
was my question.
Yeah.
To show
I'm just showing you another way of doing it
a more
inside Photoshop.
complicated way to do it.
Well, you know, because some of you know Photoshop, right? Some of you are going to want to use Photoshop. This is how you export out the 3 different sizes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? This is how you export out the 3 different sizes in Photoshop. So again, you got your 2x, you got your 3x, you got your 1x, and you say export all, and it's going to go and ask you where you want to put them. I guess we're going to, I was throwing them all on the desktop. Yeah, let's throw them all on the desktop. You could not export the clipboard. What did that mean? I don't want the clipboard, I just wanted this logo. Oh, did it give me an error? Something happened. Something happened. Uh-oh. Why is it exporting? Uh-oh. I actually crashed. Oh, after all that work. Let me stop my video or pause. But I'll link up my sketch videos from previous classes if you want to try it. I can do more. Also, Susan, I was thinking of the calculator one. I still have that. No, actually, I need to do it because I got to do it for my high school kids. Hopefully, I get to do high school. The school's a little complicated with me going to a high school. They're, I don't know. It's a little complicated. So I might not be able to go. I was hoping to go and teach this Xcode at a high school next semester. Okay, here we go. I was going to bring this stuff into Xcode. Let me quit some of this stuff. Let me quit this. Let me quit this. I got way too many things open. So here we go. We're going to go to Xcode. And we're going to start a new project. And I'm going to do single view. And I'm going to do, what are we doing? We're doing National Park. National Park. And then we're going to do that, yes. And here we go. Let's change to you. We're going to do iPhone version. My version of the National Park one, at least my code that I'm going to show you is for a phone. Not, if you want to do an iPad, you can do that as well. It's just the layout I'm doing is phone. So I'm not going to do universal when I do my demonstration. I'm going to do iPhone. Okay, so I'm going to choose iPhone there. To bring the assets in, here's the assets here. If I bring them in, all three of these in to there, it should recognize that they are all together, and you'll notice it has one thing called logo, but you'll notice since I named it with the @1, @2, @3, it recognizes that and puts them across it. You see how it says universal in there? So when you program it, you just program the logo on, and iPhone will automatically, or it'll swap the image according to what device you're using. So make sure, again, you name it when you're naming your files with the @ symbol, 1x, @2x, @3x at the end. Of course, it still has the .png there, but this is sort of at the end. Does that make sense? And you'll see how it comes in like that. Also, you could just bring in your icons or whatever these are. You could just bring them in. You don't have to have different versions for that. It's okay. If you don't have different versions, you'll notice. Oh, not Selena here or whatever. You notice it has spots for 2x and 3x, but if I don't put anything in there, it's just going to use this one. And of course, this is vector anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It'll scale it accordingly. So you don't really need that as for those. So that's how I would bring some of the artwork in. If you're going to do photos, try and make the photos the right dimensions that you would want, and so on. Many questions about naming the files?
We need a space before the 1x and 2x.
No, you don't need. As long as those three things are at the very end, you can call it anything you want. Okay, so just the last three things need to be like that.
If you bring it in later on, if you drag in a 4x, would it bring it to the logo spot automatically? You have to bring it all in together. You brought all three of them in together. If you brought one of them in later, would it work? Still?
Yes, it would. As long as it's the same name.
Yeah.
So make sure it's all the same name, and it should recognize it and put it in there automatically. Yes. Okay, let's do a Sketch real quick. How to export out a Sketch. I did give you a file if you want to open it in Sketch. There is one sample file. It was on Canvas, right? Where is it? I swear I downloaded it, did I? Oh, here it is. Sketch app. This one. Here it is. Remind me later. It wants to update. So here we go. We have our leftover app. Remember this from last semester? This was such an ugly app, wasn't it? I know. It was ugly. I know. Okay. So well, we have our little icons and stuff in there. So this was this was just a little planning app that we were doing last semester. So how can I export this stuff out for Xcode as well? There is a bunch of plugins that do that for you. Of course, the most popular one is Zeppelin. And so I haven't really used it, but it was called Zeppelin. Let me find it.
What's the best way to get apps for Sketch? Through the app itself or through downloading them?
To get the Sketch app, you're saying?
I just got the Sketch app. Actually, I was able to get a student discount.
Yeah,
They
you-
have it. But,
you- Oh, what am I?
do you download extensions in the app itself or?
There is extension option here for Sketch. See it right here?
Oh, okay.
It's okay, and so all these there's an extension for Android that does all the Android stuff for you and so on. This one's a CSS one, SVG thing, Sketch icons. Patty, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of them here. These are featured plugins. There's a whole bunch of other ones. Oh, here's the Zeppelin one. Zeppelin. So build perfect, pixel perfect apps in peace. Design hands off has never been easier. Generate. So they, it actually exports out everything the right size that you want and all the different color palettes and everything. So I don't have this. I will try it. Oh, we get a free trial. But see how when I roll my mouse over, it gives you the information. So then you can use that information in your constraints. Right? So, and so on. So Zeppelin let me just show you real quick how to export some artwork. So in Sketch, if you select a piece of artwork, like let's say the apple here, and you want to export that out for Xcode, you'll notice there is a box in the very lower right corner. It says make exportable. No, I guess it's exportable. I guess that's the word, exportable. So I select my artwork, which is the apple in this case. I go over here to this make exportable right here. And then you'll notice it says PNG there for your format. And then you can add your 2x and add your 3x right there. So there's a little plus button right there. And you hit it and it adds your different formats there. And then it's recognizing the name that I have. I named this. You can name your objects in here. So you see these names over here. So as you build objects inside of Sketch, it's kind of just like Illustrator. You make a box, put some text in it, and then you can make it a group. You can group it together. You can give it a name. Like I could export the word password in this box at the same time, but of course I don't want to do that. I would put the word password in Xcode. I just want the box. So it just depends on what you want to export. Yeah.
With Sketch, can you actually do any programming, or is it just literally for layouts and essentially
For
finishing
layout.
your whole?
It
app?
will export out though the CSS and stuff like that for you.
Okay.
I don't think you can do any programming that I know of. So again, here it is. There's a little box in the corner. You got your 1x, 2x, 3x right there. You hit the little box. No, not that box. Where's my export box? There is export. Oh, there it is. Export there. Where am I going? I'm going to go, let's throw everything on the desktop so Gene's happy with all the mess on the desktop there. And then we say export. And then you'll notice I should have, here they are. Notice it has the 2x at the end. See that? This one has at 3x. And then where's the other one? Oh, here. And this one doesn't have at, it just says logo. I don't know. Do I really need that? Here, let's try and bring it into Xcode. Let's see what it does. Do I need to put 1x at the end of that? I don't know. That's a good question. Let's drag it in and see. Oh, no, it worked. So I guess the first one you don't have to give at 1x. Do you see that? Still recognized it. Because it didn't give the first one at 1x. Did you see that? It didn't do that. So it still worked though. As you can see, all three are there inside of Xcode. Okay, so think about your artwork that you want to put in your National Park app, and we will start that next week. Remember, on Monday we're going to do a photo with Apple. I will meet them on Friday and give you an update what they tell me, okay? They're going to be here Friday at 10 a.m. I'm meeting them right here, Friday at 10 a.m., and I will find out what they want to do, Okay, and then I will send you an email to let you know you should wear, T-shirt that says West Valley is great. I need to get you all a West Valley T-shirt.
Yeah.
We all have West Valley shirts. When they came to take my picture, I was wearing my RI T-shirt, the college I went to, not my jacket, so I was the wrong school.
Can you give discounts?
Okay, I'm gonna save this video because I know I covered a lot of stuff here. I'm gonna save this video.